from Los Angeles, California, we're the Mad Scientist Party Hour.
What is up, friendaroonies? And welcome back to another episode of Mad Scientist Party Hour. My name is Kevin Kraft, joined once again by a man whose pants and underwear have melted off of his body, and now he's trembling in fear while he slaps his boner around. That's Geoff Clark.
What's up, Illuminati?
And beaming to us from the half-court line, the bearded, booger-eating bucket sinker known as Shuddy Boy.
Yo, dropping dimes from half court.
Yeah, it's March Madness, I guess, from what I've been led to believe. Geoff,
What sport is that, Kevin?
Well, I know
What
it's
sport?
basketball.
More like March Sadness.
Yeah,
Yeah, Jeff's wearing his loser gear today.
I saw on our Patreon that you put up a Between Two Flushes. Very angry with March Madness.
Yeah, I was very, very butthurt about it.
The tweet
the pain's
where,
not going to go away anytime soon.
the tweet that I saw that you said that was something like, "I didn't know college basketball could ever do this to me again. I'm devastated." Feel like that probably summed it up pretty well, huh?
Isn't it impossible to win March Madness, though? Why are you so bummed out?
I mean,
Well,
somebody wins
because-
every year, so it's not impossible to win.
I thought that
my team was.
Don't you get like
That's
$1 million if you win? If you pick the winner? Or the winning bracket?
For the bracket, but his college was in the tournament and lost.
Oh.
Like where he went to school. We're not talking about the bracket. Geoff having a perfect bracket. We're talking about the team he was rooting for losing in an early stage of the tournament.
Yeah.
I'm a solo bracket guy also, which is like a debated subject. A bunch of people will do multiple brackets. I only like one bracket. Of course, I went with my bias bracket going with the school that I went to, St. John's, and they didn't even make it out of the first fucking weekend. So I have nothing else to really care about or root for. For like the third straight year, I'm eliminated every one of the survivor pools that I've entered. They're all like the tiebreaker rules are based on like seed count, seed numbers. So I picked a bunch of upsets to try to get out in front of that. And because upsets are more likely to happen earlier, and it always bites me in the ass. I lose.
So
I mean, usually I don't even make it. It starts on Thursday. I usually don't make it until lunch on Friday. This time though, I got until the lunch on Sunday.
Oh, that's nice. I feel like I ask this
That's
every
a fucking
year,
win. That's
but
48 more hours.
Are you saying seat or seed?
Seed. SEED.
Gotcha. All right. Just checking.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's a bummer. And I fucking bought St. John's gear from the Nil store, which is name, image, likeness. It's how players get paid nowadays. So I would assume that the proceeds from the Nil store goes to the players of the schools that you buy gear from. But the Nil store is a fucking joke. It takes them forever to do stuff. Like I got this jersey shirt, which has one of the players' names on it, and it took forever to get here. I got here today, and they like say, well, we make everything custom. It's like, not really. Everything, you can only buy player stuff. So why wouldn't you make a bunch of each player? Like, why are you making it custom? Anyways, so I bought stuff for my girlfriend so we can root for rock our St. John's gear while we're watching it. There's like 3 things that still need to be shipped, and the fucking team is eliminated. Like I ordered this stuff in the beginning of the month. It's fucking bullshit. Like I got my girlfriend a Kadari Richmond jersey shirt. Kadari Richmond's a graduate. We got eliminated. He's not going to play on the team ever again. Like Fucking, I mean, the shirt that I have, the kid might come back. I hope he comes back for next year because we'll be sick. But fucking sucks, dude. It fucking sucks. And I don't know if you watched my Between Two Flushes bitching about it today, Kevin, but
Oh, I did.
it sucked. It was horrible in every fucking way. Like these goddamn motherfuckers. Pretty much, yeah. Like I almost would have been preferred to lose the first game or to be knocked out in the first game. Arguably that would have been more embarrassing, but how it happened was, I think it had to have been worse. So these goddamn motherfuckers still butthurt. These goddamn motherfuckers.
I mean,
and remember how? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Was your team supposed to go very far?
Yeah, yeah. We were a 2 seed. Well, okay. So there's 4 regions. Each have 16 teams. So we were the 2nd seed in the West region, which is pretty random, but whatever. So we're effectively a top 10 team going into the tournament.
Okay.
We have one of the greatest college basketball head coaches ever. We had an athletic team. We had all this hype, and we fucking choked.
What about the team that beat you? What were their stats?
Not nearly as good. They were a 10 seed.
Oh, now I just have seed dripping out of my ass.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, they were missing their best player. He's been out for like a month. The fucking, as I said in the video, the coach of that team is like a contemporary of my coach. They're both Guineas, they're both Italians. And it was like some real greaseball shit, Italian on Italian crime. Our Italian obviously lost. We lost to an SEC team, which I talk a bunch of shit about this whole fucking month. It was just an embarrassment. It's an embarrassment for my sports betting brand. It's an embarrassment for my St. John's brand. It sucks. It really does. It fucking sucks. I couldn't have been... Like, I've had some bad sports takes that did not age well, and they went bad real fast. Nothing got that bad or this bad this quick. Like, this one was horrible.
The Harlem Globetrotters are going to get stomped.
Yeah, the Washington Generals are finally going to win one.
Yeah.
So I don't know anything about college basketball, obviously. So is it the same teams every year, or do they have to like fight to qualify to be in March Madness? Like, is it
they fight to qualify?
Okay. Does St. John's usually make it in?
Nope.
Really? So they
made
it in, and you guys had 2 seeds, and you were like you were ready for this to like go the distance, and they lost on number 1.
Hold on, let's go back to them having 2 seeds. Exactly. Like, what do you think a seed is?
I don't know.
It's a ranking. So they were the second ranked team. They were the second ranked team in their region. That's how you should look at it. So,
so somebody else was also a 2 seed?
There were 3 other 2 seeds because there's 4 regions.
Oh, so it's not that
I explained this. It kind of went over your head, but yeah. Well, so definitely went over your head.
They were in the top 8. They were a top 8 ranked team out of 64.
This just reminds me of that thing in basketball when they like sell their ownership to the game and then let the suits take over, and then those 2 sports guys are trying to like go over the charts and be like, "Oh, you've got the Northeastern semi-pro Northwest quadrant." I don't even know what's happening anymore. The way you're describing it, my brain is too stupid.
Yeah. There's 4 regions, 16 teams per region.
So,
is there a way you can relate this to pizza?
Do you remember when we did the snack bracket?
Yes.
Okay. And remember how Reese's peanut butter cups were ranked number 1 in their section? And Smart Food, I believe, was ranked number 2 in whatever section they were in.
Okay.
This is what we're talking about. Like they.
Oh,
the
that's right. Because
lower-
I remember it was
the
being really bummed out that Geoff couldn't just put snacks in. There had to be fucking branches of themes.
Yes. Yep.
God, sports ruin everything.
Yeah, well, it's ruining my life right now, Kevin. So I'm with you. But yeah, it's extremely disappointing. I had legit hope we could make a deep tournament run. Didn't think we'd be out by the first fucking weekend. Uh, yeah, it sucks, dude. And I hate college basketball up until this year. My team, when I was in college, we never made the tournament. And we won our conference for the first time in 25 years this year. Um, Became like New York's basketball team. Well, supposedly, obviously I don't live there anymore, but supposedly New York was just buzzing about St. John's, going crazy, and they love this team. And we should be better next year. Honestly, we should be a really good team, but it's not gonna ease the pain of this loss. It still fucking sucks.
What hurt more, this loss or whatever happened in football this year?
Oh, this loss by a long. I mean, you can't compare because my team was terrible, and I never really thought they were going to be that good. Actually, I had hope because you can always have hope in football. You can always talk yourself into there being a chance.
Well, now that
But
Jameis Winston is your quarterback, how excited are you?
I love Jameis Winston. We're not going to be good. We're going to be terrible, but I prefer him than any other quarterback we've had since Eli. Like I actually really do like Jameis Winston. He's a fucking idiot. Kevin, you'd find him funny if you got a bunch of his sound bites and listen to him. He says some crazy shit.
Is he just like a stupid head?
Oh, he is significantly stupid. Significantly.
I do like hearing
But
stupid people talk.
But he's funny. Like he's charming. Everyone likes him.
Is he like Chris Pratt in Parks and Rec?
Yeah, he's almost like a black version of that.
Nice.
That's actually kind of a good call.
So, Geoff, when you went to St. John's, did you try out for their basketball team?
No, dude,
Hey guys, you
no.
want to shoot some hoops?
One of the best player on our team came to the gym, just like the regular student gym, and hit 23 threes in a row with a book bag on.
Oh wow!
Yeah, yeah, fucking.
Can you do that?
Fucking animal. No, I think the most threes I've hit in a row,
Two.
maybe like 15,
Damn, that's a
10
lot.
or 15.
That seems like a lot.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty good. I mean, it would take you, I don't know, 10 years to do something like that. It would take you a while to do that.
Yeah, just to hit 10 in general, not even in a row.
Yeah. I mean, like, our basketball team, though we've been down really bad for most of my life, like, we're still a Big East basketball team. Like, you know, I'm 5'10", 5'11". There's no one that short on our basketball team. And they're all like fucking, you know, they're D1 athletes. They're superstar athletes in a lot of ways, in a lot of cases. So yeah, I mean, I played pickup with a couple of them, and it's unfair.
You should have. I mean, you never know. You should have just tried out for the fuck of it.
You never. No, I don't think I could have. I don't think I could have tried out. I don't think they would have allowed me to.
They wouldn't let you.
No,
I mean, how do they know
dude.
if you're good or not unless they let you try out, right?
They would look at him and they'd be like, intramural is next week.
I'd be like, hey, don't you fucking judge a book by its cover. Boom shakalaka.
They know I'm not good because I wasn't recruited in high school by anyone. I didn't even play on my high school team.
Hey, did you guys ever see fucking Goodwill Hunting? I'm like a janitor.
Yeah,
I'm your
that
smart
could work
janitor.
for like scholastics, but for sports, like no, no one just shows up and is like, I can actually hit a 95-mile-per-hour fastball.
Yeah,
Throw it
well,
to me.
you should have been like,
Just throw it.
you guys ever see fucking Rookie of the Year where that kid gets an injury and all of a sudden he's nasty? Well, I got struck by lightning and now I'm good at basketball.
Yeah, dude. There's nothing.
I could dunk from the free throw line.
Dude, well, I was playing pickup with one of them, and he was a backup on our team. I think he was 6'8", 6'9", and he dunked the ball so hard it went through the hoop and bounced over my head and like back towards the half court line on like 2 bounces.
Hey, that's
like
not
I've
fair.
never seen anyone dunk a ball this hard.
Oh my God. All right. Never mind. Just throwing it out there. I want you to shoot for your dreams, Geoff.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I have more self-awareness. Like I couldn't have been a basketball player or a Big East college basketball player.
Well, I apologize about your March sadness. So I'm guessing you do one bracket and you played with your heart, so you had St. John's going all the way?
Yeah, my bracket's done. I have nothing else to watch for.
St. John's busted his bracket.
Yeah,
and
I have to.
What's the stat? Like nobody's ever gotten a correct bracket before?
No. I mean, it'll never happen.
That still blows my mind. There's so many people doing it. Not anybody found the right combination. No one cracked the code ever.
No, I mean, we talk about this every year. Look Google what the odds are. It's like it's a number that we don't use. Like I don't even know.
It's like 12 fart trillions.
Yeah, it's like a number that doesn't.
One chance out of 2 to the 66th power, which is
the 66th power.
1 in 9.2 quintillion.
Man, I don't even know what that is.
So there's
some
is
sort of like
1, 2, 3.
How many
4,
trillions?
5, 6. So that's 25 digits.
And some rich person put like a bounty on this, right? Like if you get it,
Warren
Buffett.
What's his bounty?
I think it's $1 million.
Oh, come on.
Yeah,
he can.
I mean, he can put it. Well, he can do whatever. Why not $1 trillion, dude? I mean, you don't have it yet, but by the time someone gets there, maybe you will.
Yeah.
Or your kids will.
So this year, he adjusted the rules to have 30 of 32 games correct.
Yeah. No, close.
Somebody has won it, though.
What?
Chester A. bragging. After Michigan State beat Bryant late Friday night, this year's contest had... Okay, so it's in the first round of 32 games.
Oh. Okay. I mean,
So
32-game parlay. It's, next to impossible, but...
So picking 30 out of those 32 won somebody $1 million.
Well,
nice.
Right,
I never saw that.
That's fair. Shuddy, you have a new member of the Shuddy family. Is this correct?
I do. Yes, that is 100 and 100+% accurate.
It seems like you've been thrown off by this question.
No, I thought we might stick with sports while we were talking with sports. I was not prepared.
I mean, Christ Almighty, I feel like we've spoken enough about sports
to discuss that. I adopted a puppy on Wednesday.
And how old is this puppy?
She is, after the visit to the vet today, confirmed around 9 months. So
they cut her in half and counted the rings.
They did. They sure did. Mayday. Let's see if we can't. Come here. She's sleeping on the floor. She doesn't like being in the office for some reason.
So you have a dog now named Mayday, a 9-month-old puppy. Has this dog met Uncle Ben? Now that you're taking in animals.
No, this dog has not. She has She has not met Uncle Ben.
Is that dog going to get bigger?
Probably a bit bigger. Yeah.
That is a
She'll
big
probably
dog.
be 65, 70 pounds.
Well, she seems very calm.
She is very calm.
She
And
likes
she's
being on camera.
attached to me.
I can tell she likes being on camera. She's looking right into my eyes right now.
She's a pit bull mix. She's a sweetheart, though. I love her.
Nice. Well, I'm glad you got a new pooch in the house, Shud.
I mean, yeah. Craigslist rescue. She weighs 50 pounds already.
Christ.
She's a fucking tank.
Yeah,
I call her a land manatee. Okay.
I can't have dogs that big. It's enough trouble dealing with crazy little fucking Lucy. Weighs like 8 pounds. I can't have
my lady.
manatee jumping on me when I walk in the door.
Yeah, my lady threw out the idea of getting a husky. And I'm just like, nah. I only want like small apartment dogs. Little mom. I'm in the little mama market moving forward.
Yeah, it's huskies. I think are cool. They are fucking cool looking, but the amount of hair that comes off those sons of bitches is I can't handle that either.
I think the biggest I would go would whatever is bigger between a pit bull or a beagle.
Pit bulls are bigger
bull.
than beagles. Yeah.
Yeah, I do like pit bulls. Weirds me out when people say that they're like a dangerous dog. I feel like that's almost always the owner.
I like everything.
I mean, I feel like that also because they've been the sweetest dogs I've ever owned. I've ever been around.
Yeah,
Parker, MJ, now May. Like she's very docile and she's just super lovey.
I mean, Lucy is, a teeny tiny little Yorkie, and she is also like very codependent and snuggly. But you do one thing that she doesn't like, and she pulls this fucking xenomorph face where she's like, and like, if you push her a little too far, she'll fucking snap at you. And it's like, man, if you were a big dog, that could have done some damage. It's a good thing that fucking bitchy attitude of yours is trapped in such a tiny little package. Lucy the Destroyer. Well, I'm happy for you, Shud. Glad you got another pup in the house of Shud.
Yeah. I'm happy for your addition to the family. Big stuff.
And now, Shuddy, you know what? I am thinking of why you thought we were going to stay in the world of sports, because we do have more things to discuss in the world of sports. My brain just completely disassociated it from the sports angle.
Yeah.
But Geoff has
I
brought
thought we
this.
would go bracket, Masters, dog. That's the kind of the order I had thought we would go in.
Well, we like to keep people on their toes, even if it's us. Geoff, you have reported a couple times over the years that about the Masters. Is it called the Masters Dinner?
It's the Masters Champion Dinner, and then the winner from the previous year comes up with a menu or caters the Masters Champions Dinner the Monday before the Masters.
And they get carte blanche, right? So they can just like completely.
Yeah, it's usually. I mean, they don't fucking do it, right? It's usually a chef that they hire.
Yeah, but they like tell the chef what to make, right?
Yeah, to an extent, I'm sure.
Like if they were like, hey, I just want pizza, the Masters couldn't be like, no, come on.
Man, I'm trying to think of like the most white trash or the trashiest menu that's been out there. I want to say Bubba Watson's menu is probably the worst.
Because I think that's how it came on our radar. You were like, look at this fucking goofball put on. He got to choose the menu, and this is what he put on there.
I just not randomly, but I brought it up last year when John Rahm's
bowl of cereal.
When John Rahm's menu came out. Remember, you have a drop for it. It's something with the Ibericos.
Oh yeah, that's what that's from.
Yeah, that's John Rahm's Masters menu last year. We started talking about it,
Oh, I always thought that was from MasterChef, that drop.
and then and then and then when Scotty Scheffler, who won the Masters this year, he won it also in or last year, he won it in 2022 as well. When he dropped his menu for this year's Masters Champion dinner, a bunch of Puminati hit me up. He's like, "Oh, you guys didn't talk about this? You guys didn't talk about it?" So I guess the Puminati dug the conversation last year. Ibericos? Yeah. Acorn fed Iberian ham cured pork loin. Chistora con patata. John Rahm, who won the Masters 2023, catered last year's dinner, and he's from Spain, had a pretty much a Spanish menu. Like, for instance, this year, Scotty Scheffler is serving appetizers, a first course, a main course, and dessert. Last year, John Rahm served tapas y pintos, first course, main course, and dessert. But it was all like Spanish influence or Spanish cuisine.
Cheese and ham sandwich.
Scotty Scheffler's menu this year is pretty much the same as it was a couple years ago when he also won it. He did make some slight alterations, but for appetizers, did cheeseburger sliders,
Nice.
serve Scotty style. That's how it was at the Masters Championship dinner a couple years ago. Firecracker shrimp with sweet Thai chili, sriracha mayo. He did Papa Chef's meatball and ravioli bites with pecorino cheese, tomato basil sauce.
Pecker cheese, what?
Pecorino cheese. It's interesting he's doing ravioli bites too because he missed the first couple tournaments this season because he needed surgery removing glass from his hand that he cut and got injured while he was making raviolis with his wife.
So wait a second, is this guy like are these raviolis with meatballs inside of them? Or is it like Chef Boyardee style where it's like a bunch of raviolis with meatballs accompanying them? Both sound awesome, by the way.
I think it's a third option. I think it's going to be like a pot of meatballs and then ravioli bites. Like it's actually like a Midwest appetizer, like fried raviolis. They used to have them at Trader Joe's. I don't think they have them anymore. Have you ever tried these?
I feel like I have.
They're pretty much mozzarella sticks.
We got
ricotta.
We got mini raviolis like last month from Trader Joe's, and Carl was all excited about them because there's like I guess this food trend going around where it's like these normal size things that you eat. Well, here's them in like a really really shrunken down form. You can eat a whole fuckload of them. So we got very excited to try these mini raviolis, and while I was cooking them, I was like, you know what? I see how this could go wrong. And that is fucking up the filling to pasta ratio. And that ended up being the case. It was completely off. There's way too much pasta, not enough filling.
Yeah. Scotty Scheffler's first course is Texas-style chili with cheddar cheese, jalapenos, corn chips. Main course has a choice of wood-fired cowboy ribeye or blackened redfish. It's served with family-style mac and cheese, jalapeno cream corn, soy glaze, Brussels sprouts, chipotle lime, roasted sweet potatoes. And his dessert is a warm chocolate chip skillet cookie with a vanilla bean ice cream.
Cheese and ham sandwich.
The Masters is fucking sweet. Obviously, this is mostly because of sports betting, but it's turned into one of my favorite sporting events of the year. And I think this is one of the cooler sports traditions, the Masters Champion dinner. Obviously, my obesity contributes to that, but the Puminati got pumped about it when we discussed it last year. So,
yeah, I was playing Helldivers with some of the Puminati, Arts and Ginger and Juice, and this got brought up and suggested for us to make our own menus, and I had thought about that in the past, but I was like, I don't know if that has legs, But since they both were like very, very interested on what our Masters Championship dinner menus would be, I was like, all right, well, maybe we'll give it a shot and see if there is something there. So the three of us prepared what our menus would look like if we had won the Masters and got to hand select them.
I actually have two menus here. So one is one that I did, and then there is one that my girlfriend did, which is full of stuff she's actually, for the most part, has actually made, and which I love. And she formatted it all pretty, and it sounds delicious. This is all stuff again that she can make, and then I got my own. So we do have 4 menus to go over.
Yeah. So who wants to go first?
I guess I'll kick it off since I have 2. So I'll go with my girlfriend's first. We'll go with you 2, and then we'll wrap it up with my goofy one. If that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm into that. Let's do it.
Should I
This is gonna
share
make me
my
so
screen?
fucking hungry.
I know, dude.
I think that works, right? I mean, you sent a screenshot of her layout of the menu, and I was like, oh man, that's fucking cool. Like, I got to get on that too. So I typed it up and made it look like an actual menu, kind of like it does on the one that you sent of like, oh, here's the guy that won this year. Here's his shit.
All right. So I'll share my screen right now, and then we'll go over my ladies menu. Oh, you have to give me permission, Shuddy, which I just requested.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Share. Right here.
All right. Stand by, Puminati. Here it comes. Oh boy.
You
Look
see
at
it?
that. That is very fancy looking. Oh, we might have chosen the same font for some of these headings. But yes, I can see it.
Did you go with the Satisfy font like my lady did?
Oh, no, I went with lobster.
So did I. I did as well.
Nice.
I thought they
That's
maybe
a
just
good one,
called
too.
it lobster because it's like you're supposed to use it for menus that would serve lobster.
Nice. Okay, so she went with antipasta instead of appetizer. Same fucking thing, just Italian appetizers, a couple sides, a couple mains, and a couple desserts. The antipasta is mozzarella shooters with Dragon Mother's meat sauce, fresh mozzarella, tomato, grass-fed pork, and beef.
What is a mozzarella shooter?
So we actually got this at this restaurant in Chicago that she loves and recommended called Monteverde. It's pretty much like Felix's, but in Chicago. It's actually, no shade here, Kevin, it is better than Felix's, but Felix's is fucking epic too. But this place it had the greatest meatball I've ever had, actually.
Oh, dang.
Great pasta. And one of the things that they had, which is more of a canopy, I think, than an appetizer, was mozzarella shooters. And it was just like essentially a ball of mozzarella with, I want to say, a little tomato sauce and like a shot glass.
Oh,
It's good.
that'll make
Yeah.
you giz. That'll make you giz.
And then one of her go-to staple dishes is a mushroom risotto, which she's decided to serve as an appetizer. It's got portobello mushrooms, Chardonnay, arborio rice, and pecorino romano to finish. And I love her mushroom risotto. I haven't even eaten a lot of risotto outside of hers, but fucking bomb.
Risotto.
Her sides, roasted bok choy, which is one of the few vegetables I enjoy. I don't know why, but I do.
stuff it
Baby
with
bok choy,
cheese.
olive oil, soy sauce. Another side is mac and pulled pork egg rolls with Carolina barbecue sauce. Got
my
handmade
God.
pasta, Gruyere, cheddar, pork shoulder, vinegar, tomato base
Gruyere,
sauce. Yeah, some of the stuff was on our Super Bowl menu that you could have tried if you came over, Kevin. We're going to have to get you over to the next Super Bowl, hopefully. Maybe my favorite thing that she makes is coffee, curd, filet, and scallops with white wine sauce.
Coffee
Cured?
curd, huh?
Cured?
You heard, yes.
Hold on. Let me change this. Coffee rubbed filet and scallops with white wine sauce.
Coffee
Got
rub and
some.
tug.
Got a dark roast coffee grounds, grass-fed beef, jumbo sea scallops, Chardonnay, Irish butter. Then this is my influence because this is my favorite thing my mom makes, but chicken parmesan over marinara. Pretty standard. I like angel hair as a pasta.
I do too.
Uh,
I
it's
fuck with
probably my
that.
favorite pasta. I like it with chicken parm a lot too. Her desserts are also things that she's made for me before. The s'mores brownie, which I'm pretty sure I've snack attacked before. Um, and wisdom tooth apples, which she made for me when I had my wisdom teeth taken out. It's essentially apple pie filling, but there's no pie crust because my teeth were fucked up. I couldn't eat any pie crust, but I could like gum the apples.
Give him a gum
But we
job.
also got some delicious vanilla ice cream, but in this case we're gonna do custard since we're gonna class it up for the Masters Champion dinner. But that's our menu.
All right.
We'll circle back on my goofy ass menu after we hear what you guys are serving.
Well, I feel like that'll do a nice job of setting the tone of what I feel like somebody would expect, perhaps, of a Masters dinner. You would expect something like fancy. And,
I don't know. The one that for this year is not all that fancy either.
I mean, yeah, it's not super fancy, but it is still kind of zhuzhed up. I mean, I'll go next then, so you can sort of see how scumbaggy I would take it.
To your point, Kevin, we can't really like spruce it up because like Scotty Scheffler is not writing this shit down. He's like bouncing it off of a chef, right? And that's kind of the advantage I have. Like my girlfriend's not a chef, but she used to be, and she can cook her ass off. So I mean, she just wrote the fucking entire menu for the most part. But
yeah, I mean, everything that's on your white trash menu would be zhuzhed up in some way, shape, or form to a fine.
Oh,
It'd be
fuck that! No, I'm the winner. You son of a bitch! You get your fucking cream frige out of here. This is served as is. Here, I'll show you the Casa de Crafty menu here.
Dude, random thing, just before I forget, I was walking Little Mom the other day, and there was a fucking homeless guy. I thought I shared the picture with you guys. There was a homeless guy sitting in the middle of this field with 4 full pizzas open, just surrounding him, and he was lying on the ground with a big ass smile on his face. It was fucking hilarious.
That wasn't a homeless guy. That was DJ Pizza. All right, so here's.
I already want to vomit looking at your menu.
You shut the fuck up, you piece of shit, Shuddy.
Crab mac and cheese. That's like a double entendre right there.
So for my appetizers, Kraft macaroni and cheese made from the box, put in the refrigerator and cooled, and then microwave back to life.
That is the Kraft mac and cheese does not taste worse than when you do that. Like Kraft macaroni and cheese, you eat or you get rid of. You don't fucking reheat.
Not in this
You're
household.
a fucking monster.
I think microwaving it, the leftovers takes it from a 10 to an 11.
Can we call it a twice baked Kraft mac and cheese?
refried Kraft macaroni and cheese.
This screams that you did not take this seriously.
Shuddy Boy, you don't need. We believe you. You're a scumbag. You don't have to keep reinforcing it. This is my menu, Shuddy. You can't fucking have any.
He fucking asked us. I believe he put in 100% on that shit. He asked us about it like 5 times since he came up with the idea.
I would go hungry at this dinner. I would not eat a fucking thing on this garbage menu.
Okay, you don't enjoy Kraft mac and cheese though at all? Like, you don't like it?
That might be the only thing I would eat. But look at he's got.
All right, Shuddy, you're gonna jump ahead and read my whole fucking menu, Shuddy?
Go.
I'll do the same thing for you. Fucking guy's not even invited. Next
he
up,
doesn't have a green jacket yet, so.
Next up on our appetizers is a giant plate of artichoke hearts. So it's a dozen artichokes, freshly steamed, peeled, and then just the hearts put on plates, served with made-from-scratch vinaigrette or honey mustard sauce. When I was a little kid,
It's
huge hit in my house. My grandma would steam artichokes, and then you peel the leaves off, dunk them in like these homemade sauces, scrape it with your teeth. But god damn it, you get down to that artichoke heart, boing, yoing, 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 yoing. And then next, from straight up ripping from Felix Trattoria, the restaurant we went to, and unfortunately their fryer was broken, so Geoff can't back me up on this one. But probably the best appetizer I've ever had in my life are their squash blossoms. So it's just like a squash blossom filled with ricotta cheese, lightly breaded, fried tempura style, and then they're like heavily salted. Might as well just call them giz bombs because they will make you impregnate your underwear. And then that takes us to our first course, which is a Pizza Hut pepperoni pan pizza served in the actual pan, like being in a brick and mortar Pizza Hut restaurant in the 80s and 90s. But being that I can crush one of those no problem and still continue eating, that is only the first course. Which brings us back to Felix Trattoria in Venice, Los Angeles, California. The main course is a pasta in orecchiette al vaccinara, which is orecchietti pasta in an oxtail red sauce. Just wonderful, 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 wonderful main course. And I will still be hungry after this for when the dessert comes. Maybe I should have played. Maybe I played the wrong music. I should have had this playing underneath it. The dessert is a gooey butter cake, served warm with vanilla ice cream. Or if that's not your speed, you could also opt in for a pint of Ben & Jerry's Netflix and Chilled.
now we're talking.
Because that fucking rules.
Does 100%.
And of course, all courses are served with chilled, high-C ecto cooler in a coupe glass.
You gotta end it with served in the honor of Mr. Kraft.
And Slimer.
Good stuff, Kevin. I'd eat it. I'd
So
eat
there you
everything. I'm not as highbrow as Shuddy.
Yeah, let's see the fucking plate of microwave diarrhea that Shuddy Boy came up with.
Yeah, this bougie motherfucker.
You are microwaving Kraft macaroni and cheese. I could literally have diarrhea on my menu, and it would be better than that. But
Man,
I do
Shuddy
not.
Boy just leaning hard into his villain role. Slandering
Only,
Kraft
like,
mac and
you-
cheese.
I'm slandering reheated Kraft mac and cheese. It tastes like fucking cardboard. It has zero flavor. Zero flavor.
All right, let's go, Captain Pew Boy. Let's see your
So-
garbage plate.
Share. So, my first course of appetizers is mozzarella sticks with spicy marinara dipping sauce. Philly cheesesteak sliders, whiz wit, so fuck you, Kevin.
Wow, talk about mailing it in.
Then we've got Chickies and Pete's crab fries, which are Old Bay seasoned crinkle cut fries with American cheese dipping sauce.
So wait, you
Then-
melt down American cheese and then dunk in it?
Yes, correct. Yep. They are a staple at all Philly area sporting events, and I have to get them anytime I go to one. Then the first course is sausage, peppers, and onions in my grandmother's sauce. My main course, veal francaise, served over penne with garlic parmesan broccoli. And then wrapping it up, New York-style cheesecake with cherry compote.
Man, the balls on this son of a bitch.
Sounds bomb, dude.
Yeah.
Sliders and Cheese Whiz. And you're slandering Kraft mac and cheese. Might as well move to North Korea, Shuddy Boy.
They are not, those are out. That is an apples to oranges comparison. If I had Velveeta shells and cheese on here, that would be an argument against your Kraft mac and cheese. But a traditional style
or
Philly
worse?
cheesesteak, Velveeta is the Bentley of mac and cheese, where Kraft mac and cheese is the Geo Tracker of mac and cheese.
I would rather eat mac and cheese made from cheese harvested off of your guys' grundle than Velveeta. Velveeta is not even like a real cheese, I don't think.
And that powder from Kraft mac and cheese is.
Yeah, they took real cheese and powdered it.
Yeah, okay.
It's a very scientific.
Kevin.
It's a very scientific process.
You wouldn't give it, Shuddy.
All right, so you went. I mean, outside of the New York cheesecake, you went very. Well, no, I guess that counts. You went very Philly / Shuddy Boys Italian roots. So
That's exactly what it is. This is a
Philly Guinea menu.
Celebration of me.
All right, so there you have it. There's Shuddy Boy when he wins the Masters. That is what you can expect from Shuddy Boy's menu. Mozzarella sticks, cheesesteak sliders, crab fries, sausage and peppers and onions, veal franchise, and New York-style cheesecake. Geoff, I feel like I want to see yours the most. Your lady set the bar high with class. We immediately pole vaulted straight down to hell underneath it. And I can just because anytime we go somewhere with Geoff, like you know, the food festival, like food trucks, the most wildly imaginative things, flavor combinations you never knew was possible, and Geoff just wants chicken nuggets. Oh, which one of these trucks has chicken nuggets?
Okay. All right. I feel like I went a little bit outside the box with also staying on brand. So
Okay.
let me see if I can share my note. Does it have anything sketchy on it?
Yeah, make sure there's no email addresses.
Yeah. Well, I have a note with all my login and password info, but you guys can't see that.
You hope. Oh my God. There is his password.
Stop it. Wait, can you see it?
It's
Can you guys see it?
I eat penis.
Can you guys?
1, 2, 3.
I'm not. Okay, you guys can see it, and like the audience, you think can see what's written here?
Yep, we can also see your 2025 MLB preview, Dragon Ball Queefs, your erectile dysfunction call stuff.
How the fuck do you guys see that stuff? MLB 20. All right, anyways, whatever. I'm just going to keep going. So I have 3 choices for appetizers here. I'm going with a Whole Foods shrimp cocktail. I get it for every occasion. I grew up eating shrimp cocktail at my grandmother's Christmas gatherings. I love shrimp cocktail, and I legit think like Whole Foods does a delicious shrimp cocktail. I love the cocktail sauce. They're big, meaty fuckers. So I'm going with that. I'm going with a nice charcuterie board. Some meats and cheeses for the fellas. No chicks allowed. Only guys win the Masters. Got sopressata, salami, prosciutto, burrata, matzo balls, cube provolone, and roasted peppers. And I'll do some sort of like crusty, garlicky baguette as well.
More very
Throw that on
Italian
there.
stuff.
Yeah, got a heavy Italian influence in my life. I'm going with Mama Clark stuffed artichokes. So
Oh,
I feel like kind of
artichokes.
similar to what you had going on, Kevin. My mother does these baked artichokes with breadcrumbs in there, and you peel off the leaf. You don't dunk it in a sauce. At least we never dunked it in a sauce like you did with yours. eat the breadcrumbs off the leaf, discard the leaf, and eventually you get to that delicious artichoke heart that you're talking about.
Yeah,
So
I mean, I'm
kind of
not.
similar.
They always sell like if you go to Trader Joe's, you can get like a jar of artichoke hearts, but they're always like marinated. They always leave a little too much leaf on, so it gets like a little like some chewy part is included. And I do like those, but I feel like nothing beats a fresh artichoke heart, like that's been peeled by you, not canned and stored in some like weird brine or liquid. But it's also like, it weighs like, 0.5 ounces. So you don't get full off of an artichoke. It's just a little fucking disc of deliciousness that doesn't do anything to fill you up. That's why I wanted on mine a plate of like a dozen of them.
Gotcha. My first course, chicken wings. Pretty much my fucking favorite food. I fucking love chicken wings. You get 5 options: mild, medium, hot, barbecue, which I don't even really like, but it's just standard, and garlic parm, which I feel like is becoming more standard. I didn't grow up with garlic parm, but I love garlic parm chicken wings. I do. So whatever, I'll throw that in as an option in case people don't want to do buffalo or barbecue.
I'm with you. Like if I'm eating like a shitload of wings and I have, my favorite is always going to be buffalo. I love buffalo wings. But if I'm eating so many wings that I can afford to burn a handful on some specialty flavors, I do not hate the garlic parm option.
I'm also going to throw in a seafood bisque from this restaurant I grew up going to called the Ripe Tomato.
You guys ever heard of this restaurant, Panera Bread?
It's
one of their soups.
Oh, stop it! There's only one of them, as far as I know. Well, no, there might be more Ripe Tomatoes, but the only one that I went to, and it's not like franchise, is in Saratoga County, upstate New York. Seafood bisque. It's a cream-based soup with got a little bit of scallop, a little bit of lobster in there. I think that's it for the seafood. I don't think they really have any shrimp, but maybe not. I don't know. I get it almost every time I go to Saratoga. Fucking bomb. I have 3 main course options. So for the first one, pizza and chicken wings. I got Venezia's, which is a spot in upstate New York that I grew up going to. Fucking phenomenal. Artichoke, which is in New York City in the Village. Amore, which has been replaced by Subway in the Village. But I grew up, or I went up there a lot in college whenever I went out in Manhattan. And another place that was replaced by, I think, a T-Mobile store in Union Square in New York City called New Amici's. Bottom line, just New York style pizza, effectively, and chicken wings. I also have Korean fried chicken because that's something that I eat, I think, it's like a birthday tradition for me. I got tteokbokki, which is like rice cakes with like gochujang or like Korean hot sauce. Corn cheese, which is basic as fuck, but it's actually pretty bomb. You can verify that, right,
yes.
Kevin?
Yeah.
And tornado fries, which I don't know. It's just like almost like thick steak cut curly fries that they have at this fried chicken spot that I go to every year for my birthday. I think you tried them last year, Kevin.
There's a spot here in Quakertown with those, but they call them Sidewinder fries.
Okay.
There's
you know
actually
about, the like thick curly fries.
Yep, correct. Yeah, they're like steak, exactly what you said, steak cut, but curly.
There's a corn appetizer. I don't know how I would get you to try it, but it's I think they have it at Katsuya in Studio City, and it's like they take a corn a cob and they like shave it so it's like sheets of corn, and then they tempura
corn ribs.
Yeah, but not the corn ribs that I ordered when I was in Pennsylvania with Shuddy Boy and got everybody mad at me. But like,
go ahead.
They're just like sections of like walls of corn, tempura fried, and then this sauce that you dunk them in, and it sounds so simple, but like I took, my family there the last time they were in town, and I was like, trust me, I know this sounds stupid, but just try this appetizer. And they ended up like calling the waiter back over and ordering more of them because they were just fucking mind-blowingly good. I don't know how we're going to try them. I got to see if there's any restaurants maybe in Long Beach or Culver City that have them, but I have had corn cheese, and it's basically just like a cast iron skillet filled with fucking corn and cheese, and it's wonderful.
Yeah, I would throw a scallion pancake in here, or seafood pancake, but you wouldn't partake in that, Kevin. But the other Masters champions would. And I also found a couple dishes, one dessert and one of my main courses from the most recent season of MasterChef. I just went back and looked through my MasterChef spreadsheets and picked up two of like really high graded, high food chub dishes. One of them, you guys know I love duck meat. Main course, dry aged duck breast with aged prosciutto, cheesy mashed potatoes, sauteed kale, and aged balsamic gastrique from Becca, season 14, MasterChef. And I used one of her desserts as well. For dessert, I'm going 3 options. Friendly Sunday bar. I fucking love Friendlies. I fucking love it. I'll probably just go with a Reese's Pieces Sunday. Reese's Pieces Sunday, whatever. Also, a thing that I tried at the 626 Night Market with you, Kevin. They have this in Long Beach. They went up to the 626 Night Market to showcase it, but dipped cheesecake. You remember that?
Yeah. Yep. I do remember that.
Yeah, it's at this place, Dirt Dog in Long Beach. It's fucking bomb. I would probably get like a strawberry cheesecake dipped in like, I think Fruity Pebble Crunches or Fruity Pebbles. Stop it. And then
I love Reese's Pieces.
Going back with Becca from season 14 of MasterChef, she made a dessert that was peanut butter or chocolate cake with peanut butter frosting, chocolate ganache, and peanut brittle toffee. Those 2 Becca dishes that I threw in here were the highest graded that I had last season. And as I revisit all of the MasterChef things that I've graded, were probably my favorite.
Reese's Pieces.
I will say I don't hate the Friendly's Sunday bar. I would also go with a Reese's product with the peanut butter cup sundae, which I used to get all the time when, the Florham Park, New Jersey Friendly's location that I would go to sometimes with my dad. That's the one where I choked on a quesadilla, and it was just me and my dad didn't know what to do, so he jumped across the table and punched me in the stomach until the cheese flew out. But I almost died for Friendly's, and I will say it was worth it. Friendly's ice cream, wonderful thing. It's a sad state of affairs of what the Friendly's franchise has become. It's been whittled down to just a handful of locations. And
yeah, how many do you think are left?
We've looked before. And it's depressing. It's depressing.
So literally, I don't want to misuse literally, but I'm pretty sure the most successful Friendlies is the one in my neighborhood. And
as of
Route 146,
there are 103 Friendlies still in existence.
Not bad.
Down from its peak of 850.
Stuff.
Man, someone needs to executive order those restaurants back open.
Yeah, I don't get it, but the one on Route 146 in Clifton Park, New York, is it's fucking crazy busy all the time. Like, it burned down when I was in middle school, and I feel like they rebuilt it in like a week and a half. Like, no, we can't have this. We cannot have this place go out of business.
They did one of those TV shows where like a whole crew comes and they rebuild a house in a day.
Yeah, they threw like the manpower at it, like that they threw at the fucking Egyptian pyramids. It was like the whole town's working on this Friendlies. We're getting it done.
So there's 18 so they're in Connecticut, Delaware, Florida, Massachusetts, Maryland, Maine, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, and South Carolina.
I'm gonna have to look
Fucking
at the New
love
Jersey
Friendlies.
ones. I got a Jersey
I
trip
haven't-
coming up.
I haven't eaten anything from Friendly's in a very, very long time, but
Oh,
usually
same.
when I'm in upstate New York, I will get a sundae. I mean, if you get a burger and fries from Friendly's, it's good. It's fine.
I mean, do you remember like the little games that they would put on the table too? They're like little puzzle games with like little pegs that you could jump.
You see, I feel like you brought this up before, and I always think of that with Cracker Barrel. I don't remember that at Friendly's.
Oh, they 100% had them at Friendly's.
I'm
Well,
not challenging that or saying you're wrong. I just don't remember.
well, there you had it, everybody. There are our master champion dinner menus. If we were to win and select the menus, so I don't know. Let us know whose menu you would choose, and you can't choose Jeff's girlfriend because that's cheating. She is a chef and she picked classy stuff, and we went with our hearts and our childhoods.
Should I can send you a screenshot of mine. I don't know if you want to
Yeah, we could
put
put
them
them up
on
on.
Instagram or whatever, put like an Instagram gallery thing together.
Yeah, we can do that. Shuddy, I'm surprised you didn't pair any of your dishes with specific Mountain Dews. Like have a Mountain Dew sommelier on hand.
I wasn't even thinking beverages. I was just thinking strictly food.
Oh, I'm gonna add something to my menu too.
No, no additions. No
just
additions.
I just want assorted M&Ms on every fucking table. That's not. I can't do that.
No, you can't add after the fact.
I forgot to add it. All right, fine.
If an ingredient doesn't make it on the plate, you don't get to put it up before last looks. That's not.
That's fair. I'll have M&Ms in my pocket. I'll eat them myself.
Shuddy's not allowed to have any. In my
I'll share them with Kevin.
Well, speaking of fancy dinners, Carl and I did go out and have our anniversary dinner at Musso and Frank, the legendary Hollywood staple, been around since 1919. If you've ever seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, the Tarantino movie, that's where Leo meets with Al Pacino. It's been in countless movies, but it's right in the heart of Hollywood too, like right on Hollywood Boulevard. And they keep it real. They like to keep it traditional. It's like they haven't really redesigned much. The people are still wearing the same jackets. Like the wait staff wears the same uniforms they always have. They have fucking great beverages too. Oh my god, the dirty martinis I had at dinner. Holy shit. I was slugging those things down so fast. Because you can't even really taste the strength of them. That's the sign of a good martini, if it just is like cold water. But I like them dirty, so it's nice fucking cold, salty water. Holy shit.
What's dirty mean again? Is it just like olives?
Yeah,
olive juice.
Olive juice.
Gotcha.
And I like it super dirty. I like it like glowing green, almost looking like a High C Ecto Cooler.
Musso and Frank's is bomb.
Yeah. And we got our traditional orders. We got, I always go with the filet. That's my favorite steak product. Carl got the prime rib. That's her favorite. Got broccolini with fucking, what's it called? Hollandaise sauce. And the truffled mac and cheese. And then what will make Shuddy Boy happy is the New York cheesecake dessert, which it's simple but perfect. There's no extra sauces or anything on it. It's just a slice of New York cheesecake, and supposedly
just plain, no fruit, nothing.
No fruit. And I believe the story is Sinatra was a regular at Musso and Frank whenever he would come to LA, and he would always ask for the New York cheesecake, and they didn't have it. So they started flying in cheesecake from New York to keep on hand for Sinatra.
In the was it Mater Day? Maitre D? Mater Day is the high school. Maitre D is the the head honcho of the restaurant, right?
What was it? The Latter Day
Anyways,
Saints?
I thought when we went on a double date, it was when we went on a double date, the guy there told us about the story.
I think so. Yeah.
I feel like I've heard this story before.
So yeah, it's it's an old school, charming restaurant, very very popular, and I've gone there a handful of times. When I worked for Sirius, sometimes when the bosses would come into town and take us out to a nice dinner, that would be the spot. I've had friends have events and like, hey, we're going to Musso and Frank.
Is it difficult to get a reservation?
It's always busy, but it's not like there are some places where you almost have to figure out how far in advance they take reservations, and then stay up until midnight, and when the calendar date changes, go to their website and make a reservation. So it's not that bad, but like if you're going there for like a Valentine's Day dinner, you're gonna want to make it in as far advance as you can.
But if you want to go on a normal Friday night, you can make that week of, or is that weeks in advance?
You might be able to.
How far in advance did you make this reservation for you and Carl?
About a month. Just out of an abundance of caution. Like when we know we're locked in on something, I don't like leaving things to chance. I want to fucking get in there and lock it in. But and it's a good place to take people to when they're visiting. It's a good double date spot. Jeff and our ladies have gone before. So I've gone, in the nearly 15 years I've lived in LA, I've gone a bunch of times, and I've seen my share of like famous people there. I know people that have gone and seen like some pretty big names before. And Carl has always been like, I've never seen anybody at Musso and Frank. And she's like, and she doesn't give a shit about that stuff. She's not into like the Hollywood culture. She doesn't care about celebrity or anything like that. If she saw Beyonce, her head would explode. But outside of that, she doesn't really give a shit. But she was like, it would be kind of cool if we saw somebody there on our anniversary. And we get seated in our booth, pretty close to the entry. So like we didn't get like a big full walk around of the giant restaurant. So there could have been people there that we didn't see. But all of a sudden, walking past me real quick, I was like, holy shit, I think that was Alice Cooper. I was like, you got your wish. There's a famous person here. Alice Cooper. And she's like,
did she know who he was?
Yes. But like never in a million years would have like recognized him without me pointing him out. So I like pulled up on my phone. I was like, all right, get a current picture of Alice Cooper with no makeup. And I showed it to her. And right as she's like looking at my phone, he walked by from behind me again. And she was like, oh my God, yep, that was him. That was him. So it was so out of character for her too, because I can't stress enough how little she gives a fuck. But like the waiter comes back and she's like, hey, is Alice Cooper here tonight? And he was like, Madame, it is restaurant policy to not comment on anybody who is in the restaurant. So we're just like, I wonder if that's a clue. And then we finish our dinner, and we go back in the back parking lot to the valet, give the guy my keys, and Carl's like, or I give him my card thing, my little ticket, and she's like, hey, is Alice Cooper here tonight? And he was like, I think so, yeah. From Prison Break? And we're like, what? No, not from fucking Prison Break. So he walks off to go get my car. I go to the little stand to pay, and Carl jumps in again. Hey, is Alice Cooper here? And the guy's like, yeah, I think she's here from Prison Break. We're like, no, what? No. What are you talking about? Alice Cooper wasn't in Prison Break. What the fuck are you talking about? So now we're just like, all right, is there somebody in Prison Break named Alice Cooper? Why did that guy say she? I know Alice is a girl's name, but like Alice Cooper, everybody knows that's a fucking dude. But yeah, we never solved the mystery. I don't know why those guys, two people in a row went, yeah, Prison Break. And also, I never watched Prison Break, but isn't that a show about a bunch of dudes?
Yeah,
Well,
I
yeah,
don't see
they don't have
anybody.
co-ed prisons.
I don't see anything of anybody named Alice Cooper, either real name or character name on the IMDb for Prison Break.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So I have no idea. I was very, very confused by that. But it was very nice. We had a very, very good time. You know, she was drinking wine. I was sucking down dirty martinis, and man, they come with those sidecars. So like when you're finished it, you get a nice little mini carafe chilling on ice to refill it, and you know, get a little tipsy, laughing our asses off, telling each other jokes. Just it was a really good night. Had a good time, and good old Alice Cooper was there to serenade us from Prison
What
Break.
would Carl have done if she got confirmation that he was there?
She probably just been like, yes. But it was funny. She was telling me today. She was like telling people at the yoga studio about it, and she was like, "Yeah," and it was cool. It was nice. We had our 4-year anniversary dinner at Musso and Frank, and they were like, "What's Musso and Frank?" And she was like, "You little motherfuckers!" And we saw Alice Cooper, and they're like, "Who's she?" Oh, you motherfuckers!
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't expect Carl's yoga class to know who the fucking Alice Cooper was.
That's true. It's a sad state of affairs when people don't even know a rock legend. I mean, who knows? It probably was just some other fucking decrepit old guy with black hair.
One of my favorite stories a buddy ever told me is that he went to an Alice Cooper concert. They were waiting for him to get on stage for like a good half an hour. But his coffin that he comes out of was at a stage, or was on stage. Eventually, he got out of the coffin, stumbled to the microphone and said, "Alice Cooper just ripped you off," and left the stage. And just,
Oh my God.
I think he was too fucked up to like perform, and just like went home.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's a funny story, but I would be pissed.
yeah. He didn't seem too mad. The guy who told me the story.
I mean, as far as going to a concert and going home with a story, it's a pretty good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we went home, and then our anniversary movie for the night was Jurassic Park.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good anniversary.
It was. It was lovely. It was very nice. But speaking of movies, have you guys gone to the cinema since we last convened?
I have not.
I have. I think we saw the same movie. I saw Black Bag.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Steven Soderbergh joint.
Yeah, Steven Soderbergh and David Koepp dropping 2 movies together this year. Presence, and then a couple months later, Black Bag. Dude who wrote Jurassic Park.
Oh, no shit.
Michael Crichton?
Not the book, Shuddy.
Dude, I liked Black Bag. I'm not sure if you liked it, but I thought it was pretty sick. It was a pretty short runtime. But I thought there were a bunch of like good, thrilling scenes, even though there wasn't a lot of action. I went with my brothers and my brother's lady, who is, I don't know, I don't want to like say anything insulting, but she just doesn't, she's not into like action movies, gory movies, stuff like that. She's very just kind of a bland moviegoer. But even she said afterwards, that could have used some more violence and sex. Damn, well said. But I thought it was good. Starring Michael Fassbender, Kate Blanchett, who you've done a 180 on over the years.
I have.
And I thought it was pretty entertaining. Dude, that fucking dinner scene with that game was sweet.
Yeah.
Kevin used to say Kate Blanchett.
Yeah.
He used to spit after saying her name. He disliked her so much.
Yeah, I don't know why she bugged me, but she did. And then I saw her in Thor Ragnarok, and I was like, wow, she was really good in that, and she looked really, really attractive in that Hella suit. I like that. So yeah, she turned me around, and then I rewatched, a movie that I considered to be a five-dicker, Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou, and after making that 180, I liked her even more. It was like, I've always liked this movie, but Cate Blanchett, toy. But then now it's like, ooh, Cate Blanchett in this movie. There's more to enjoy. But I'm with you. When that trailer played a lot for Black Bag in front of a lot of movies recently, and it was like, okay, this really seems like, they set it up like they're two spies that are married to each other, and one gets the order that your wife is compromised or she's a mole, and you're gonna have to take her out. Do you think you could take her out? Do you think you could kill your own wife? And it's like, okay, so this seems like a less silly Mr. and Mrs. Smith. It's like The Killer, another Fassbender movie that was very serious and grounded, mixed with the Mr. and Mrs. Smith element, but there's virtually no action in it. It's more just kind of like a very grounded, almost like, this makes it sound boring, which it wasn't, but like a behind the desk in your cubicle spy thriller, which really doesn't do it justice. But if you're going into this movie thinking it's going to be like shootouts and like a James Bond movie, it is 100% not that.
It's not The Amateur.
No, it's more like mind games and like figuring each other out, and like even going in with different expectations and then realizing that this is the movie that I was getting. I was like, I kind of fuck with this. This is a cool vibe. And like you said, very short runtime, so it didn't wear out its welcome. It gets right to the fucking point. That dinner scene was fucking epic. Got big reaction out of the theater I was in. All the twists and turns of it, but it's got a lot of interesting twists and turns. It's got stacked cast. It's a good fucking movie. I was very, very pleasantly surprised by that. Soderbergh, go figure. That fucking guy can do all sorts of shit.
How many giant Fassbender dicks are you guys sucking?
I give it 4.
Yeah, I'm also going to suck 4 Fassbender elephant dicks.
Fassbender hogs.
Yeah. And it was funny too, because Carl and I went and saw it, and on the way out, she was kind of saying what Bill's girlfriend was saying, like, could have used some more violence and action. But I was thinking, there's plenty of movies that have that. There's very rarely do you see a movie like this where it's just like everything's based on kind of like pure wit. It was very smart film.
Which sounds like a Soderbergh movie. Like, does he have anything that's super violent and actiony?
Yeah, well, nothing that comes up top of my head.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. Yeah, even the Ocean's movies aren't necessarily action. They're more just like thriller. Like the planning.
Lucky Logan Lucky
around.
wasn't. Magic Mike, Aaron Brockovich.
Yeah. That's a good point.
That wasn't meant to be snarky or anything. That was a legit question. Like, I didn't realize those were all his movies, like The Informant. Yeah.
But yeah, I was walking out. I was like, man, this is one of those moments where it is a coin flip. I can usually be like, oh man, Jeff's gonna hate that fucking movie. But I feel like it was done in the right way. Where like, I was like, there's a chance I could see a universe where Jeff enjoyed this movie. What did Bill think? Did Bill like it?
Yeah. Everyone that was Bill, Cheech, and Bill's brother or Bill's girlfriend all liked it.
Yeah, it was solid. Man, there was another. So we went and saw it on Thursday. We went to like a Thursday night showing, and it came out the week before, and we were looking at the seats at the AMC to like pick our seats, and it was damn near full. we had to get like second row from the screen aisle seats. So I was surprised that even like the day before that the theater was that packed for a Thursday night. So we were pretty slammed up close to the front of the screen, and we kept hearing shit going on in like the back. Like it sounded like either people were having a loud conversation or arguing, and then people were like, shh, like shushing them super loud. And we were like, what the fuck is going on there? And like towards the end of the movie, when there's a lot of stuff happening and a lot of important dialogue that you need all the information of, we both got distracted by whatever the fuck was going on back there. And Carl seemed to think that like somebody was talking, and then someone shushed them, and then they like argued back, like, "What the hell, man? Why are you shushing me?" I'm like, man, AMC, it's like reverting back to the land of garbage people. And that fucking guy in Novocaine whose Ring camera chimes went off 3,000 times. Dude never once, from the first second of the movie to the very last frame, thought to put his phone on quiet and just let his wind chimes go the entire fucking thing. And some guy called him out, and the whole theater erupted in applause. And so I don't know. I got to try and sneak in another movie. I don't know. What's coming out this weekend? Anything good coming out this week?
That is a great question.
Jeff, I know you're... I'm surprised you didn't rush out and see the Snow White live-action version. There is something coming out I think I want to see.
There's a new Jason Statham.
That's it.
Coming out this week.
Yeah, we are 100% going to see that.
A Working Man.
Yeah. We are a very, very pro Statham household. We just
Are you going to go see Screamboat?
That doesn't look like it's playing at my theater. We
No,
watched...
that comes out April 2nd. That's the Steamboat Willie,
I'll probably
Blood
see
and
it.
Honey guy.
Just out of, morbid curiosity. But we watched a Statham movie this week. Like every time we're like, all right, let's put on a movie. If we can't decide on something, it's like, all right, well, let's just look through Statham's filmography and pick one that's streaming that we haven't seen. So we picked 2013's Homefront, which stars Statham, James Franco, and Winona Ryder. And it's hillbillies and meth and bikers and school bully feuds. And it was silly, but we both really enjoyed it. I don't know. We both have the same sweet spot for Statham. It's just, I don't know. I love watching him just beat the fuck out of bad guys. He has one character, and he plays it in every fucking movie, and it never gets old. So
there is a movie coming out April 4th starring Pedro Pascal, and the fourth person billed on IMDb is Too Short.
well, that's going on the list. Fucking love Short Dog.
Pedro Pascal, Ben Mendelsohn, Jay Ellis, and Too Short are the four people that IMDb is crediting.
Say no more. I'm in. I am in. So Working Man, if you haven't seen the trailers for it, it's just Statham being Statham. But the tagline for it is, "Human traffickers beware." So his last one, Beekeeper, was him beating up bad guys who scam old people with like phishing scams. And this is him beating up bad guys who are human traffickers. And the one we watched this earlier this week was just Statham beating up meth heads. It's just fucking... Just pick a new demographic of bad people and give me 90 minutes of Jason Statham whipping their fucking ass, and you have my money.
I don't hate the idea of, what's it called? The Working Man?
Yeah.
I might check that out as well as like a Tuesday movie move. Just human traffickers beware, you know?
Oh, and look at this. Fucking David Harbour and Michael Pena. All right. It's a supporting cast I can get behind.
Yeah.
You know Statham can really fight?
I mean, you would think all the choreography training he's done that he probably had to have learned some shit. I mean,
Well,
it's not surprising that he's like whatever. I'm sure he's like a fucking black belt in Taekwondo or a Muay Thai fighter in his off time or some shit like that.
yeah, let me see, because I know he's like he was a fucking high diver. He was like a professional diver in like pools. And I think his first movie where he was actually like, you know, the lead and like fucking people up, not just playing like a British gangster, was I think the Transporter ones. And I remember seeing the trailer and I'm like, who's this fucking white guy pulling off like Jackie Chan shit? He's a trained martial artist with experience in karate, kickboxing, Wing Chun, so that's like the Jackie Chan shit, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, known for performing many of his own stunts. He's got a black belt in karate, started training at the age of 15. He's a third-degree black belt. He's trained in kickboxing. Let's see, what else here? Let me see if he has any other black belts. I guess not. Oh, no, Muay Thai. So it's not just like a dude, you know, practicing the choreography. I think Statham really could beat us up in real life, guys.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean,
got
I
no
don't know
fucking
that I am.
hands.
Yeah, I don't know that I ever thought that I would stand a chance against Statham in a fight.
Well, just in case you thought you could, Shuddy Boy, I had to put you in your place. Jason
Thank
Statham
you.
could beat you up. And then he'd climb up a ladder and do a fucking high dive on your ass. Stoif. All right, everybody. Well, I think that's the end of the road. Or the end of the chode, as they say.
I
But
mean, it's Patreon time. Is that what you're saying?
it is. So if you don't have your tickets, make sure you snag them. Because this party keeps on going, friends. Go to patreon.com/Mad Scientist Party Hour and sign up to get yourself some extra content. The entry-level tier will get you the bonus podcast that we do every week. The $10 tier gets you the specialty shows, which is just a whole fucking jamboree mishmash of poops and farts and queefs. You know, it's MSPH. People ask, hey, what's your podcast about? And it's like, bitch, this show is so old that it started before podcasts had themes. We just shoot the shit. But if you've ever been curious, what would it be like if MSPH had a theme? Well, the Patreon will answer that question. If you ever wondered what it was like if MSPH was a show where we competed watching episodes of Deal or No Deal in real time, we got a show for that. If you ever wondered what MSPH would be like if we watched the first episode of an anime series and then reviewed it, we got you. If you ever wondered what MSPH would be like if we watched shitty movies and then broke them down, boom, got you covered, baby. We even got Master Chef, supermarket sweep shows. It's fucking weird, man. It's weird, I tells you. Jeff just put out a new Between Two Flushes. You know, Shuddy's doing weekly music write-ups. You got Kevin's Nerd Hole, where I play video games, and you see a picture-in-picture of me flipping out. Can't even fucking think of all the shit you get. So patreon.com/Mad Scientist Party Hour. Check it out, friends. Support the homies. And you can also listen to Jeff talk more sports. Outkick Bets with Jeff Clark.
Yeah, not sure if there's going to be a podcast this week, but last week I broke down the first two rounds or the first round of the NCAA tournament, which does not age well. But I'll be back out there talking. At least the Masters would be the next time you guys will hear from me. But either way, subscribe to the Outkick Bets podcast for your boy's sake.
Yeah, do it up, friendos. And you can also follow us on social media. I'm at Kevin Kraft.
At Shuddy Boy.
Jeff Records.
And at MSPH Podcast. If you would like to see our menus and chime in on them. And also at John Cooper Movie. And if you would like to watch these episodes as opposed to listening to them, you can go to youtube.com/Mad Scientist Party Hour. Check it out. And if you would like to snag one of these John Cooper posters that all three of us have behind us, come on, you don't want FOMO on this one. Join the cool kids. Go to etsy.com/shop/John Cooper movie, and I'll even slap a signature on there if you want it. If you don't, I totally get it. But this helps me to get the word out for the movie. I have a film festival that I'm going to next month in Texas, which I believe I can announce the name of the festival and the city on Friday. But, you know, got to fucking get hotel rooms and shit, and it costs money. And this helps fund the mission of trying to find a fucking buyer for this movie so it can land on a streamer, and you guys can watch it and see the feature acting debut of myself, Geoff, and Shuddy. That's right.
Well,
We'll
my
hear it.
voice. Yeah. Hear my voiceover stuff.
Yeah, there's a sick MSPH cameo in there that you're not going to want to miss. Is that it? That's it. I think we got everything. Boom. Nailed it. All right, everybody. Thank you for listening. But next time, until next time, there we go. Something!